Hi everyone, this is Ray. Today I'm gonna do the video introducing the notation in Java. This is a pretty advanced part, and if you are watching this, congratulations, you are stepping on the advanced stage in Java language. Okay, let's take a look. So first, introduction part. Where have we seen any notation? So first of all, I think we all know about the override notation. Okay, let's look at an example. Let's new a class called demo1. And in this demo1, we can have an int, probably number, and we can have a string name. And then we can have a toString, which will override the superclass, which is the object class. Oh, in this toString, I didn't return the name and the name, but I can do that by doing return name plus name. And by doing so, we kind of override the class we inherited from. So how is this annotation help us working on Java programming? So if we change the string to int, we can find that there is an error telling us that in annotation clashes with toString in the object, which is using a string return type. So we have to change it back to string. This is the first case when we see the annotation. And the second case, when we use a unit test, we can also find that there are the add test on the top of the method when we want to test something. And also, if you are working on Spring Boot, you can find that you use a lot of notations, almost probably like 30 to 50% of the code is the notation. It's like configuration, or add component, or add repository, add autoware, etc. And we can use the notation in this case to create beans, and we can use notation to set restriction to our parameters. Okay, so enough of introduction. But what is annotation? A short answer will be it's kind of like the thing that is not part of the program. So where have we seen anything that feels like not part of the program? Comments, right? Yeah, notation is just like comments, but not for human. It's for programs, especially for Java compiler. Okay, so why do we want to learn annotation? Admittedly, you can write Java program and use annotation without learning the underlying principle. However, if you are not satisfied with just using the framework that developed by others, or if you want to, let's say, do a framework yourself, like you want to develop something like Spring Boot, you want to develop something like Spring MVC, or you just want to have a deeper understanding of what is inside of Java language design, then it is truly indispensable to learn annotation and finish this series. And also, as I just mentioned, notation is counted as an advanced knowledge of Java programming. So you are stepping out of beginners and intermediates if you are watching this video or reading this blog. That's the introduction, but there's several more I want to say. So in this series, we will jump into the source code of the annotation, and we will have a touch on what exactly annotation is, how it's working, and we're gonna create our own annotation. Spoiler alert, annotation is actually just an interface. And also, I will introduce several frequently used and important built-in annotation that developed by Java itself. And we will have a small, kind of like a project that I will like code line by line to go through actual case where we use annotation. Okay, so let's introduce some definitions. So what is annotation for? Why we use it? So annotation is for describe programming, just like comments. You describe the function, like how you're gonna use the function, what it's used for. Notation is also for describing the program, but it's for program itself. It's for compilers, it's for computers, it's for Java. It's not exactly for programmers. And what is the format of notation? Just as we just saw, we just write an add symbol and write whatever the rest, like override, like test, like repository, or bean. So what are notation's functions? So first of all, we can use notation to write our own Java documentation. Okay, what is Java documentation? Java documentation is like when you are searching online, like how do I split a string by space? You can find a page that follows the method of the string. And I'm gonna do it now. Let's do a new class. We just call it student. And in this class, we're gonna have a method called greeting, I guess. Okay, then it's a public string grade, and we're gonna input two parameter, which is string name and string sentence. And very simple, we're just gonna return whatever the sentence is and plus a comma, then name. That's it. Okay, so here is where the notation comes. We add a documentation comments like this, and we hit enter. And here, like this parameter and return is where you describe what your program is working. So the name of the person you wanna grade, and the sentence is of the greeting, and you just simply return a full greeting sentence. That's it. And then we just simply copy this class and then we paste it here, and then we can open it by text edit, and then you can find that it's the same thing. And then we can do this thing. Instead of using Java, we use Java doc, and then we do student.java, and then we hit enter. And then we can find suddenly there are all this kind of documentation, this kind of HTML and JS files. You just click index, and then you will find here is a student. You click in, and then it's pretty similar to what the Java developer write themselves. And where is the thing I just wrote came out? It's here, like name of the person you want to grade and sentence of the grading, and then you just return a full grading sentence. You can change a lot of things by annotation. That's basically how you write documentation by annotation. And also, we can use annotation to analyze the code. We can also use annotation to do compiling check. For example, the override. If you write the method wrong, the name wrong, or the wrong input parameter, they will post an error. That's where they do a compiling check. Okay, that's it for the big intro for annotation. And later on, we will go through several codes, several examples, and we will take a closer look at how inside of the program, where the annotation come from. Okay, see you in next video.